to today's session. Summer is still raging on the Northern Hemisphere, so hope everyone is having a great time. And I'm really happy, got so many beautiful feedback from everybody online and in personal DMs about the sessions this month, because it's quite unique, honoring um, your season, summer, because it's all about recharging, re-energizing, revitalizing. And today we are going to talk about reflecting and just really bringing the best out of us without trying to force or try too hard, just going with the flow. So we talked about so many beautiful topics this month already, from confidence and how to get into the flow and how to attract your clients with just who you are. That's what I'd like to emphasize today, that honor who you are. You don't have to be more, always more, more, more. And you don't have to feel that you are not good enough. That's the main message. So let's dive into it. So I named this session Sunset Reflections because there is something beautiful in watching the sun go down. And it's quite the opposite than, oh, Danielle is coming, wonderful. It's quite the opposite than a sunset, sunrise, right? Because sunrise, we are looking forward to a new day, new opportunities, what we can do with that day. But a sunset gives us an opportunity to reflect on everything that has happened that day or any time in the past. So we get a little bit slower, softer, and wiser, because the sunset will ask us to pause, to reflect, to breathe in what it was, and breathe out what no longer serves us. And this is so beautiful. So if you breathe in what it was and you breathe out what no longer serves you. So it is not about more information, jam more things on your brain. It's about integration. And that's such an important part that we tend to forget. It's such a fast-paced world for everyone, and we just go, 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 and we have a to-do list and have to do a million things a day. So we have to give ourselves the permission just to be, and what we already have to integrate. And I had also an additional thought as I was walking my dog this morning. That gratitude always comes up in a sense that what we have, be grateful what we have. But today I want to encourage you to be grateful who you are, what you are. Because once again, getting back to this fast-paced world and sometimes not feeling good enough. I go through it sometimes and certainly did a lot in my past. And I see so many beautiful women struggle with it, that we do so much for everyone every single day. There is no time off. There is no, completely being off the clock. We are always there for someone. Yet we feel that we haven't done enough. How comes when we do and go above and beyond what is humanly possible, yet we don't feel enough. So I really would like to change it for you today. And of course, it reflects on your business. I always say that you can't run a business if you don't work on yourself, because who's running your business? You. And if anything is off and out of alignment, it will definitely reflect, not just in your relationships and in how you feel about yourself, but in your business as well. So let's look, what we should be feeling about ourselves, wisdom, insight, and the gentle reminder that we are always, always enough. We just forget to notice. So let me break it down to a couple of steps, because it's always easier. We were talking about integration, implementation before, so let's really get down to it. I want you to walk away with something that you can start doing. So in business, we talk a lot about rising, scaling, expanding. But how can you grow if you are not grounding yourself? That's when you begin to feel burnout because you lose the passion, you lose the essence of why you are doing your business. If you just focus on, what's next, and how can I achieve more. So at first, let's get grounded, and let's not give chaos away into our lives because that's another side effect, right? When we are out of alignment, feels everything feels chaotic, and we just lose ourselves. So, where do you feel ungrounded in your business right now? I really would love you to tell me, message me, or pop it in the chat, um, or in the comments who is present at the lives or who watches the replay as well. Are you constantly in doing mode, or is there space just to be the woman behind the brand? Please tell me if you if you feel you have anything to share. I can tell you in the meantime where I felt ungrounded in my business. I know that I have so many talents and I could practically do anything. And I'm not saying it because I'm so full of myself. I just know I have so much experience that I could do many different things. And I never gave myself the permission just to focus on one thing at a time. It doesn't mean that we have to choose and stick with it forever. And this is a very common issue from my clients and women I'm talking to, because there is this really big, strong message in the industry that you have to niche down, specialize, and all that. Yes, that's good. If you are clear on it and you have no doubt, that's fantastic. But women work in most cases differently. So we are so good at everything just because we have to do so many things as well. That's exactly what I said at the beginning. So some of you will feel that I can't. I just can't choose one thing. I don't want to. It doesn't align with me. And that's perfectly okay. Um, so back to my example, until I gave myself permission to really not to niche down, but to really dig deep inside to my why, my deepest desire and purpose and vision in my business, how I want to serve women. So before that, I was unclear, I was all over the place, I did not have the confidence to do what I'm doing today. But once I said, I've had enough of everyone's opinion. Please leave me alone. You don't know me. You don't see into my head and heart. And I just do what feels right. And that's when things started shifting. So that was my grounding, my way of grounding into my business, into myself, because it's so important to stay true to ourselves. And what lights our fire? What is it so important? That's the very thing that will keep you going and through the ditches, the difficulties and the victories as well. So if you want to share it later, that's completely fine as well. um, but I'd love to know where you feel ungrounded in your business, and what is the thing that you are missing, that space just to be you, and how you show up authentically in every way in your business. Because grounding is not just a spiritual concept, it's a business survival tool. Once again, getting back to the basics, you are the one behind the scenes and behind your brand, but hopefully in front. Um, but it's just so important to recognize that you can use it as a tool as well, because it comes out in the form of boundaries, systems, saying no, being clear, having a clear path for the immediate future and the long time future as well. And what it will make you feel like stability, calm decision making, not rushing from lunch to lunch, and just really feel good in what you are doing. So, what would it look like to run your business from a grounded place? That's a powerful question, right? You put everything aside, the money, the investment, the clients, the systems, your goals, everything, just purely feeling into. How would you feel every day if you could run your business from a grounded place? You are not hustling, you are not chasing, but you are steady, and your feminine powers say that this is who I am, this is what I offer, this is how I lead. And you dare to be different, right? You dare to be you. And just let me have a little tangent here on this one, that you are unique. But it doesn't mean you have to reinvent the wheel or come up with something groundbreaking and super different no one has ever done before. It's not necessarily about you. It You are unique because of everything you've gone through, the way you see the world, the way you experienced everything, the messages you've taken away from everything that has happened to you or you choose to do so far in your life. So that is the very essence of being unique. It doesn't have to mean something different. So write it down. Unique doesn't equal different. Not always. It can, but it doesn't have to, because it would be so um, hard to come up with new things constantly that no one has ever done before, right? It's kind of once again giving yourself the permission to be you and relax, ease into things. And then the second part of this whole topic, um, enough. It means that um, you were already enough before the clients, the brand, the followers, and the funnels. You are the magic. The algorithms just amplify it. Write this one down, please. I was already enough before the clients, the brand, the followers, the funnels. I am the magic. The algorithms just amplify it. How does it feel, honestly? Just to know that you are already enough. You were born enough. You don't have to prove yourself at all. You just give from the bottom of your heart with that purity. How does it feel? So let's talk about enoughness in a business world that profits from our insecurities. Um, you don't have to have big certifications to be credible. You won't need 10K followers to be worthy of clients. You don't need to earn six figures before you feel successful, because you already are. So let's have a journal prompt here as well. Where have you been waiting for enoughness to come from outside of you? Right? Because this is all something outside of you, the followers, the income, the certifications, everything. So where have you been waiting for enoughness to come from outside of you? What would shift if you decided you are already enough right now? Wow, that's a big one. What would shift if you decided you are already enough right now? Can you tell me? Do you feel like sharing? I'd really love to hear. You might need to marinate on a little, but it's always good to just go with what pops up right now without judgment, overthinking. What comes to mind? Tell me. Mm. So I think if I start with myself, um, so the enoughness that I was waiting for from the outside is um, validation, from people in my life that um, I thought I would need support from. And it was, we can't let others define us. We can't let our businesses define us because that's just a small part of us, certainly. Like I always say, we pour our heart and soul into it, but it's not all of us, right? We have so many things outside of our business. So waiting for validation and someone to get what I'm trying to do at the beginning was my source of, just holding back. And it was once again what I said, the example when I just shook it all off, it shifted everything. Like it doesn't matter. I can't even expect anyone to get me, to get what I'm trying to do, because they haven't lived with me every second of my life. They don't see into my brain, into my heart, and they haven't experienced the things I have. So how is it possible for anyone to see? So I shouldn't even be waiting just for these reasons, right? And there is also the people pleasing and validation seeking and all these things that come into play from our traumas and insecurities, but that's a really big topic to tackle. So um, my methods are not to build iconic brands by becoming someone else or try to seem someone else. We build them by coming home to who we already are and amplifying that unapologetically. It's really important to be proud. What would it feel if you could be proud of who you are, what you've achieved so far, and what you are about to do? Because we have to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt as well. We don't know, we don't have the evidence yet, but we feel it in our hearts that what we are doing is so important and so many people need it. So let's step into that beautiful, beautiful desire. They are there for a reason. They were meant to be for us because we are part of something much bigger. And if you can look at it from the perspective that it's not about you, it's about the people who you serve, that is a giant weight off your shoulders because all the self judgment and self criticism and self doubt go away because you focus on them, not on you, right? And I can tell you that they love you and they will love you when you really put yourself out there because they are attracted to you for a reason. Once again, they do need you. And I want you to believe that. And then in the third step, let's focus on reflecting. Once again, the other day, I was thinking that we always go, look forward to, or look ahead to what we need to do. Oh, we need to do the groceries, we need to pick up the kids, we need to support them in their afternoon sports, and um, we need to organize the family holiday and all those things. But how about just reflecting how much we've done, because we don't tend to celebrate or appreciate ourselves for all the things we do. We just always want to do more because it's needed. But how about we just stop for a second and we look back and appreciate how far we've come, whether it's within a day, a month, a year, or 10 years. Just look back all the things that you've done in this time period and how much you've grown in the process by being vulnerable, putting yourself out there for everyone, being everyone's support and protector and provider. How much have you grown? how differently you are thinking than a year ago. How much progress you've made in whatever goal you set to learn something new, to do something new. This is massive, and we need to see that. So this is kind of an integration moment, right? Because if we look back with this lens, oh my gosh, actually I've done so much and I've grown so much, then it really is worth celebrating. So what was that one shift or breakthrough that pops into mind right now? If you tell me or just write it down, it just makes you realize, how much you've really done. So if you want to tap into this process really beautifully, then you can set aside just a minute to do this. Breathe in. What did I learn about myself? Breathe out. What am I releasing with this sunset? Because of course, there are things that you will feel that, oh gosh, I shouldn't have done that. I could have done it differently. It didn't turn out the way I wanted. And that's okay, just let it go. Yeah, we are entitled for all these human emotions and feelings. The power is in just being um, selective, heavy, or intentional rather, just being intentional, how we react to these things. Do we let them demolish them, or do we build up from that? So we take the positive as really tapping into it, and we take the negative as letting go, did our best at that time. So maybe you didn't launch something big, but you let yourself rest. Maybe you didn't hit a number, but you reconnected with your voice. Maybe you stopped waiting and started trusting. And that is more than enough. I love the last one. Maybe you stopped waiting and started trusting. That's a beautiful process because there is always so many excuses to wait until we do this, until we feel we are perfect, until we feel we got the background, get the confidence, all of these things. So don't let them stop you. So I'd like to let you go with this wrap up that sunset is not an ending, it's a calibration. It softens the edges of the day and asks you, what are you taking with you into the next season? And what are you leaving behind for good? The things that do not belong with you, they do not serve you. I'd love to invite you with this note to the Feminine Energy and Business Mastery membership, this beautiful program. If this summer has sparked something in you, knowing that something is waiting for you, something that you can amplify and you could do with a little help or a big help maybe, or you feel, yes, this is my moment to give myself permission to succeed and invest in myself, then join the membership where we don't just dream, we align, we act, we amplify. Because you don't need a glow up externally. You need a grounding in your powers. You don't need more hustle. You need her, the version of you who already knows. The version of you who already knows. How does it sound? Your higher self already knows. You just need to tap into that brilliant power. You need her right now. So join us for this journey. If you go to theredhillboss.com slash feminine mastery, you'll find all the details. You can reach out to me personally and we can have a chat. And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you really resonated with you. If you had a big aha moment during this session that really did touch your heart and make you do something, just a little thing differently. Zoom, and as always, I want to keep in touch and carry on this beautiful journey with all of you. So just wait a minute to see if anyone has something to share. And in the meantime, let me give you a closing mantra that you can take with you. I am grounded. I am enough. I reflect, receive, and rise. Thank you for sharing this half an hour with me. Thank you for bringing your beautiful energy, and catch up very soon.